Welcome back. Here's where you left off. Spoilers ahead for Expeditionary Force, Book 19, Ground State by Craig Alanson. Well, Leonard, it wasn't exactly certainly not what you were predicting it would be. Skippy and Joe are still alive, and, we have more books coming, so we didn't expect that when we began. But what did you think of the book overall?
I like the book because Greg brought several old characters back, even just a little bit of cameo, right? And I'm okay with that. That's actually kind of fun. I love the Kinsta and what's his name? Scarandum's storyline in this one, because it brings a little bit more personal to their story, and I really like it. I think my favorite
they had
part
that father and
book,
son moment kind of thing. That
like my favorite part of this book so far, this particular book 19, is their relationship. I love how they talk to each other. I love that it's different from every part of all the books so far. It's completely different than everything else, and I really, really enjoyed it because it gives it a little bit more personal feel to it, right? And bringing Margaret back, Joe having a daughter, and to be honest with you, I was a little disappointed in the name of the daughter. I was hoping it would be more like Desai. Right, or someone
a little bit on the nose, little bit on the nose there, buddy. But
it's fine, but I was hoping a little bit more like something like that, because they already named two boys, Jerome and Jeremy, right? So I was hoping that they'll name the daughter to a very very good friend of theirs, right? Especially and she's one of the originals, right? So that's why I'm kind of like, why? There was a missed moment there. In my opinion, there was a very good missed moment in naming the daughter after Desai. I'm just saying, right? And Margaret fighing in Jaguar.
Margaret smash.
Yes.
It was, you realize it was I don't remember what book it was, but there was a callback to when Perkins, said to her when she had to go rescue Jesse in one of the previous books, where she had the advanced armor on, and Perkins was like, smash, and she went and destroyed that big old spider thing, and that's what it reminded me of, because she's like, I've been there, done that before, and it was a nice callback to that scene. And for Margaret, she was pregnant in this book, and so to give her some stuff to do other than just being pregnant or whatever was really great, and I enjoyed that. We had Reed there. We had, it's funny because we haven't had Sims in the books
for the past few books now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and to be fair to Craig, he did kind of wrap up her storyline. Like, she got married and they're having, good times and all that. And so I'm not upset about it. It's just, Sims was a great character, so I kind of do miss her a little bit, but having Frey there, Reed there, all the gang back, was kind of fun.
Even his security person that kept an eye on him, when he went back to Earth for the first time. Right. So, well, not the first time, but the one of the security people that was escorting him for a while, right?
I'm blanking.
Yeah, I can't remember her name too, but either way, she was there, so it was pretty nice. So, it was, there was a lot of like callbacks in the old characters, so that was cool to read. But at the same time too, I'm in a point now that this book is slightly dragging. This storyline is dragging a bit. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Book 19 was fun to read. It's a fun read, right? But if this book continues to more and same shit over and over again, this is when this is becoming a problem, right? So I'm just hoping that's not going to happen.
When you say same shit, what specifically do you mean?
If the storyline becomes a recycled storyline over and over again, that will be a problem.
I mean, a part of me is happy that we have more books coming, obviously, because I enjoy the writing. I would make the argument that, I mean, Craig always leaves it on a cliffhanger, which is fine. It's not a problem. But, a couple books back, when we went through the Elder stuff, and I felt that didn't go so well, right? And we talked about it then, where I felt like it was rushed through. I think that was when he had intended to stop the book series. He kind of rushed it through the book. He kind of had the Elders in it and then stopped. And then maybe he thought it through and maybe thought, well, I have more to tell. But then at that point, he rushed through it, and with The Outsider, he's left it around for a couple books now, but it feels as if he's wrapped up that plot as well now, where the outsiders are no longer a thing because they've destroyed them all. So it leaves them a clean slate in the next book to do something else. Let me ask you, what was done in this book that you really enjoyed? Like what were parts besides Scrandam and Kinsta? Because I know you said that earlier.
I like the way it was. I don't know. For me, I like it when they get the Excalibur, right? They had this when especially when Joe found out there's a little hidden feature or hidden storage or hidden files in both Nagatha and Skippy. That was a aha moment. I was reading it and I was like, oh crap. I did not like how he discovered it in the drawer that it wasn't there before, and he's like, no, it's been there since day one. You just never noticed it before. And when he asked Fireball, and he's like, oh no, it's been there. I've been using it, right? And that's when he realized, like, wait a minute, do you have a hidden door on your matrix, right? And that process of sorting that out and that process of figuring it out, that was a very great read. That was one of my favorite part of the book, right? Because it was such a genuine, feeling from a main character's perspective, like why I did not even know about this. And next thing you know, they trying to sort that out, and that's when he realized, oh my gosh, do you have something in your matrix that you never know about? That the whole concept of that a simple drawer to like finding out there's a hidden thing in both of their matrix, both Nagatha and Skippy, sorting that one out and learning more about it, and it was all that process was a great read. I told that whole part of them talking was really, really fun because I was so captivated on that part of the storyline, right? And when they got everything sorted out, when they finally realized everything, I was like, that was fun. I totally enjoyed that. Thank you very much. Right? So that was pretty cool. Right?
Did you feel that Valkyrie being wrecked was because I mean, clearly I believe that Craig is moving into the Dreadnought now, Excalibur, to be the new flagship, right? And how do you feel about losing Valkyrie?
Theoretically, didn't lose Valkyrie. It's just
you get my point.
I get your point. But what's gonna happen to Bilby? That's the one that that's the one I want to know, right? And
yeah.
When Fireball and Joe was talking to Skippy about, hey, what's the name of the what's the name of the AI in the ship, right? Shippy, whatever they named that ship, the AI. If I'm in their shoes, the first thing I'm gonna ask Skippy, hey, can I talk to the ship's AI? That was literally when I was reading. I'm like, if I'm in their shoe, I would literally ask them, hey, can I talk to the AI? I just want to say hi.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
and that conversation did not go through. I was like, there was a missed opportunity there to have a conversation with the AI and figure out exactly what of the AI's thinking. Is it a good guy or a bad guy? Because it's a normal human thing to say, hey. Because if someone asks you, oh, I'm talking to another guy, but you're in the same room, would you actually going to talk to that person? Of course you are. It's the same thing as this one. I feel like there was a miss thing there that Joe and Fireball and everyone else can say, hey, dude, are you okay? I want to see that personality of that ship. Right.
Oh, I get you. Yeah, I know. And especially since Skippy is like, saying that the ship is being a dick to him or whatever, that's kind of fun. And I actually think that we will see something to do with that in the next book. I'm sure of it. One of the interesting things, though, is that I did not find the plot line of the scout or the outsider being the most interesting plot line in this book. I enjoyed the Kitty's plot line in this book a lot more. I also enjoyed, the Scrandom and Kinsta bit, even though it really didn't make up much of the book. And they were in the very beginning of the book, and we kind of had that moment in there that was great because they were dealing with the Fabs and all that. But really, they kind of tapered off after the beginning of the book, after the first part. And moving towards the end, when we get into the stuff that I was complaining about in the last episode, I appreciated that Craig was trying to make it bigger, bolder, more stakes, so forth. And he did. He succeeded. But when it came to the ending of the book, did you find it satisfying?
Hold on. How it ended? Is it satisfying?
Yeah, like did you find the ending of the book satisfying?
I felt like I was I was very satisfied how the book ended. Jeez. Okay. But like the last 5 chapters of the book, the book is not gonna end, the series is not gonna end. Because by the time we get to like I think chapter 30, 35, I started like, this book is not going to end. This series is not going to end.
I am changing our approach to this now. From this moment on, anytime Craig writes a book, we assume it's not going to end until we're sure it ends. I'm not even going to think it's going to end because he just keeps on writing them. I mean, what was it? Book 18 was supposed to be the last one? I think maybe?
17.
17, yeah, maybe
17.
Like that. And we're like, it's like, so like, I'm not even gonna approach it from that angle anymore. It's just until it ends, I'm gonna think it's gonna keep on going, because
that's gonna be a problem. I think that's what I said in the last episode that I just don't want this book to be repetitive. I just don't want to. Well, in other words, I don't want the series to be very repetitive. Starting
I get you.
This book.
I get you. I mean, in a lot of ways, though, let's be fair here. In a lot of ways, some of Craig's writing is repetitive.
It is, but
I think
it's not.
I think I think that a lot of people might. I mean, to be fair, I'm surprised because when we look at a book series like Helldivers that you personally find very repetitive and so forth, I could see you making similar arguments to this book series.
Oh, I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
You're getting there.
It says book 17. Like I think it was books. Yeah, I think it's book 17 that's everything's supposed to finish.
We just finished book 19. And there's 3 more books coming.
Yeah,
3 more.
That part I don't care anymore. I'm like you. I don't care how many books is left. If the book is good, if the series is good, it's good. But if it becomes very repetitive of like, I know I can after chapter 1, I can predict the ending and I'm right twice in a row, that's repetitive. Right? I'm hoping this is not going to happen. I'm really hoping this is not going to happen.
I mean, you can only ratchet it up so much, right? And now that I'm assuming that the outsider is gone, and the kiddies have a new leader, and he's a little more, I'll use the word understanding or reasonable. I wonder what the next book will entail. I mean, obviously, it's going to be about fixing ground state, obviously. That's a very big priority. But because they have a new dreadnought and they can basically swat the kiddies aside whenever they want now, they may not care about the kiddies as much, perhaps. I'm not sure. But I wonder where the plot will go from here.
See,
and
yeah, sorry, you go ahead.
I just don't see the plot moving in a direction that you will be happy with. Do you see what I'm saying? Because he will either have to do his best, a repeat of his best hits, or he's going to have to come up with something that I haven't thought of yet, which, to be fair, he's good at, but I'm not sure.
See, here's the thing. They have a new ship. Let's just go back to the story here. They have a new ship, right? They have a new diktat for the kiddies. The outsider may or may not be there. We don't know. We don't care. We don't know yet. If they are there,
he's dead.
it's there.
He's dead. He's
no.
dead. He's dead.
No. 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 Nuh-uh.
Well,
that's what we said last time. That's what we said last time. He's not dead.
All right.
He's not dead.
Yes.
He's not.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, look at how the book ended. There's a ground state. Okay, it's a big middle finger to the meat sacks in the galaxy. Right. So 2 things can happen here. All the meat sacks work together to solve this, right? Or the elders comes back to solve this. Or the outsiders coming back to finish this off.
You made a really interesting point there, buddy.
Yeah.
It would be a way for the elders to come back because Joe has eliminated the outsiders. So this is very interesting. I didn't think of this. So 2 possible plot points. Joe takes the dreadnought and goes to the other galaxy to beat up the outsider people, or the elders come back to help with the ground state. But this could be a way for Craig, because I don't think everybody was so happy with how he dealt with the elders. So maybe it's a way for him to revisit it now. What do you think?
No. I think where we are with the outsider right now, how it stands is they're gone. They're not coming back. They're planting their gardens. They're having fun. They're playing on the beach. They're playing volleyball. They're just having fun now, right? They don't care what's happening at this side. It's like you're moving out in a bad neighborhood, and your old neighborhood, and you don't care about that neighborhood anymore. It's exactly the same thing now, right? The only time that the outsider comes back to their old neighborhood, aka this galaxy, if it's going to affect their galaxy, their state, right? But that's the only way they'll come back, right? That's why, for me saying, could be the elders coming back to fix this issue. Maybe can all the biological can solve this issue? Maybe. Can the outsider come back and say, you know what? I'm gonna do another one over here with another middle finger, right? So we're if you're looking at Joe and Skippy's storyline right now. I'm not sure if you caught this in the whole book. Joe has been hinting this is the end. He's doing a lot more things. Even Fireball even says that even Margaret says that if Joe has a plan, If he has a plan, he has a plan. Right? And Joe already said several times in the book that his goal is to save his family. So that means he can do whatever he needs to do to save his family. So my theory is still going to be there. Joe and Skippy is going to ride down the sunset, and that's it for them. Right? They're going to sacrifice themselves, both of themselves, to save humanity, aka all the meat sacks around the galaxy. Right? So this is why I'm a little perturbed on this because it was it comes to the point now in this book it was a very, very great ending for the storyline if they sacrificed Joe and Skippy, but it didn't. It is what it is. But now we are going to put in potentially 2 more, possibly 3, possible 10, I don't know anymore, book. This is the part I'm getting worried now. If this has become a very repetitive of like, hey, Joe and Skippy is back. This time they're going to save XYZ. Oh, they saved it. Now there's another problem. So I have to sort this out. So now we're talking about like over and over and over again. This is the part that this is the part I'm very, very worried about. It was such a good storyline.
Now that you've said that, I'm not worried about that. Do you know why?
Why?
Because Craig has been trying to end this series for a while, and maybe he thought of something else he wants to say or do or whatever. But I don't believe it's his intention to drag things out. I certainly don't think that's his intention, because he has a whole other book series that he's been writing parallel to this, and he's still releasing that, right? So I think it doesn't make a lot of sense for him to be doing that unless it's his intention to keep himself super, super busy, right? And I think it would be really hard to write multiple books during the year, right? I think he does 2 a year. It's a lot of writing, man. It's like, so I'm not worried about that.
You're not worried about this being dragged, or you're not worried about this is going to get repetitive?
I'm not worried about it being dragged, because he said in the past that he maps his stories out. So it's not like he's not considering how it's supposed to go. I think, in my opinion, he rushed that book where he intended to end it with the elders and so forth, because it did sort of feel like he tried to end, but then people were unhappy about it and they wanted more. So then he came back and he wrote more. And I think that's what's been pushing him the last couple of years is the desire of the fan base to have more books. But he still has a plan, I think.
You think?
I think. Yeah.
I think so too. You're right. He does have a plan, but you don't know what it is, and I just don't want this to be repetitive. That's all I can say.
I know. So what are you gonna? Let's just talk about this book. What are you gonna rate it, buddy? What are you gonna look at?
Rate this, or we're gonna look up for the next book.
Let's rate this first, and then we'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Good point. Good point. Based on all the stuff I've seen so far, based on what I've said so far, I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. I definitely enjoyed it. I like the storylines I talked about last episode and this episode regarding the storyline. I really enjoyed it, but I brought it down by a point because it feels like it's getting a little draggy. How about you?
I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. I'm going to say that because I enjoyed the subplot with the kitties a lot, where we sort of explored them a little bit more, and they were a little bit more not the dick top, but the other guy. He was a reasonable kitty, and that was nice to see. And I'm looking forward to seeing what else comes next in the next book for that. And I think that's where I want to see it go in the next book. I want to see Joe and the kitties kind of cooperate and see what that looks like, instead of always trying to blow themselves apart. And then I want to see more Scarandum, and I want to see more Kinsta in the next book. I think what he'll probably start doing is pushing a human alliance versus the old alliances. And, if I'm being honest, I wish this book really explored the kitties culture more. I wish we'd explore the spiders more. That would be something I would like to see as well. Join us next time as we review chapters 1 through 3 of My Buddy Gave Me a Starship by Miles Christensen. Thank you for joining us today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share a review. We love to hear from you. Send us an email at yourbookmarksinfo@gmail.com. Join us again right here where you left off.